What's up, everybody? Back here with another video. I know it's been a while since we've done a video, but we've been working. You know, when we work, it's hard to get these videos out. But just want to give you all an update. I told you all I would share the good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, we're here back at the property. If you've been following us, you knew that last year we purchased a property that we were doing the BRRRR method, the BRRRR strategy, which stands for the BRRR strategy, which also stands for the buy, rehab, rent, refinance strategy. So last year we bought this property. It's right next to me. I'll take you all inside the property. Then I'm going to share with you all this big dilemma, this big issue that came up, which is hindering us from getting a tenant inside. So we bought the property. Just to recap, we bought the property last year for $38,000. We put about $50,000 into it. It's completely done. It's been done for a while, and it's been on the market for rent. We have a renter, but we ran into an issue. Why the renter can't move in, and it's not the renter's fault. It's not even our fault. It's really Baltimore Gas and Electric. It's the gas company. So you know, if you work for BG&E or you know somebody that works for BG&E, tell them to get their because they are terrible. But let's go inside. I'm gonna show you all the final product, show you all what the house looks like on the inside. For you all that have been following the renovations, again, we've been done for a while, but I'm going to share with you all what held us up significantly. So let's go. Hope y'all like the door we did. All right, so we're inside the property. It probably looks significantly different than it did before. So over here is the living room. So we put recessed lights inside this room right here. This is really like the formal dining room over here. This right here is the living room right here. And this is the kitchen. You know, we didn't spend too much money trying to do too much in this kitchen. These pendant lights were pretty cheap. We did an island here. We put in some appliances. We did a nice little backsplash back there. And we did cabinets up top with a new microwave. We did a new faucet with the dishwasher. Take you all to see the bathroom. So I did a nice little vanity here with a mirror. Home Depot vanity here. Toilet. This is the shower, you know, nice shower. All right, let's go into the bedrooms. Here's the first bedroom. Nice ceiling fan. You can ignore that that door right there. We replaced this window because this window was broken, so we replaced that window. But you know, carpet, kept it pretty simple in here. Second bedroom, same thing. Same thing in here. All right, let me share with you all real quick what issue we ran into while I'm in the house. I'm gonna share with you all the issue we ran into with BG&E, or the gas company. So about a month ago, when we had this property up for rent, the gas was turned off, unbeknownst to us. So when I came to the property to check on the property, the heat wasn't working. So the heat wasn't working, so I contacted the utility company and reached out to them, and they said that the gas has been turned off because the city decided to upgrade the gas lines in the streets coming to the house. Every house on the block. As a matter of fact, let me show you real quick. You see the construction going on over there? They're doing the same thing on the next block that they did on this block. They're upgrading all the gas lines running to every house. So you're probably thinking, oh, well, they're upgrading the gas services. That's probably a good thing. Wrong. So in the process of doing that, they turned our gas off. So I called them and said, hey, I need the gas turned back on. They said they would send somebody out. When the person came out to turn the gas back on, they noticed that the gas meter was out of code. And Baltimore City changed their code. So they said that I have to move the gas meter, or have the gas meter moved to a location in the house that would meet the current Baltimore standards of code. So I asked them what the process of that is, and trust me, it wasn't worth it. I would have had to hire a plumber to pull a permit to run a new gas line to where the city wants to put my new meter. And I would have had to do what's called a pressure test. And what that is that's a test, a gas pressure test to test all of the gas utilities in the house to make sure that they're gonna withstand the pressure of the new service. So all of that would have been in my expense. So I'd have had to hire a plumber, I would have had to have a pressure test done, and I would have had to get a building permit just to do all of this. And then that's just to get on the schedule for the utility company to come out and replace my gas meter. So long story short, it could take 4 to 6 months before my gas is turned back on. Now, mind you, I don't know how the hell they think they can get away with doing this, turning my gas off, without me even requesting it or asking. I had nothing to do with this. I had no control over them turning my gas off. So I don't know how they think they can get away with this, but at the end of the day, it's gonna cost me anywhere from $5,000 to $6,000 to get my gas turned back on. And it could take 4 to 6 months dealing with the city. Because right now the gas utility company, they're scheduled out 30 to 45 days already. So if I was ready right now to get a new gas meter, it would be 30 to 45 days before it would even get installed. And mind you, I'm not ready. I have to hire a plumber. I have to do all of this work. So me being the experienced investor that I am, I always try to think critically, and I figured out a better option. And that better option for me is to transition the gas service to electricity. Now, it's not going to be cheap, but it will be a lot faster than waiting on the gas company to come out and hope that I've done everything correctly for them to put me on the schedule so they can put in a new gas meter. So I ran the numbers. It's going to cost me around $5,000 to transition the hot water heater, the furnace, and the oven to electric. It's also going to cost me $5,000 to $6,000 if I decided to just keep everything gas. So obviously, you probably already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch everything over to electric. But the problem is this has been holding up our tenant from moving in the house because there's no heat. And we're in the middle of the winter. So we decided to go ahead and just pony up and transition everything to electric. And it sucks, but sometimes you got to pay to play. And this is the downside of, investing in real estate. Some things are just beyond your control. But if anybody works for BGE or anybody knows somebody that works for BGE, tell them to get their shit together. Because how they think they could just turn our gas off and it's cool, and they think that that's fine and they can get away with that is crazy. And the fact that they're expecting me to pay for all of this is ridiculous. And they told me that any gas service or work that is done inside the house is a responsibility of the homeowner. Any gas work that's done outside the house is a responsibility of the city. So them installing the new gas line, they'll take that cost. But for me to get my gas meter up to code, that's my expense. I don't mess with that. I find that's some bullshit. So anyways, we're gonna switch everything over to electric. It's gonna take us a couple weeks, but that's the dilemma that we've had, and that's really what has held us up from getting a tenant to move in here. But let me give you all the rest of the tour of the property. All right, so I'm gonna take you downstairs. So we put carpet all the way down here. This is the basement. So we put a washer and dryer right here. All of this is open. All of this is open. This is the new utility box. As you can see, we have a new HVAC system outside, which is gonna have to be replaced, unfortunately, because we're switching everything over to electric. It's hard to tell, but there's really tall ceilings down here. The ceilings down here are probably 9 feet ceilings. So in Baltimore, you know, a lot of basements have 7-foot ceilings, but these are 9-foot ceilings. So plenty of space right here to have a living room. All right, here's a bedroom. We put a dome light in there. There's a bathroom over here. Same tile that we did upstairs. We did a tub. We did a pedestal sink right here. New toilet. And a towel rack. So, you know, bathroom, pretty standard bathroom. You know, nothing special, but definitely enough for a rental. So let me show you all the gas meter, what I was talking about. So this is the gas meter right here. The reason that this gas meter is not up to code is because it's more than 5 feet away from that, which in my opinion is really not 5 feet away, but they said that it's more than 5 feet away. So that's the service line. That's where the gas line comes into the house, and that's what the gas meter is. They said the gas meter is supposed to be on this wall, and that's why it's not up to code. I think that's bullshit. You know, at the end of the day, why does it matter that it's right there versus right there? That's stupid. So I have to spend $5,000 and 4 to 6 months, hope that my gas is turned on because the gas meter is located here versus here. Baltimore City, get your shit together. Please get your shit together. But hopefully you all can learn from my experiences. So, little piece of advice. If you're buying houses in Baltimore City, or really any city where their gas meter code is similar to this one, make sure that you go ahead and start doing any gas work at the beginning of the renovation so that you don't have to deal with what I'm dealing with at the end of the renovation while you're trying to get a tenant that the gas isn't on. Or just go ahead and switch everything over to electric once you're doing the renovations. So all of you all out there doing the BRRR method, or even if you're just doing a regular renovation, go ahead and switch everything over to electric at the beginning of the project, or go ahead and reach out to BG&E or your utility company at the beginning of the project so you know that you won't have any hiccups at the end of the project dealing with your utilities. So that's just a little piece of advice, so you all don't have to deal with what I'm dealing with. But we successfully are at the end of this process of the BRRR method. Let me share with you all really quick the numbers. Again, we paid $38,000 for this property. We put about $55,000 into it. So we're all in for about, I'd say $95,000. We got a loan and we put $30,000 down. Now, we refinanced already and we pulled $30,000 out already. So our new loan amount is $105,000. This property rents out for $1,600 a month. We already have a tenant agreeing to pay $1,600. We already have a lease signed. We're just waiting for the utilities to be on so they can move in. The mortgage on this house is $700. So the rent is $1,600. The mortgage is $700. So we're making $900 a month on this rental property, and all our money that we put into the property, we already pulled back out, and we're going to use that to put into our next deal. So yay, we're at the finish line. We've successfully done a BRRRR strategy property. Hopefully you all have watched these videos and you all learned how it's done. And hopefully we have motivated you all to go out there and do the same. But this is the only way that I'm going to be buying my rental properties in the future. I'm going to be doing BRRR strategy on all my properties because I just think it makes sense. So, all right, y'all. Hopefully y'all learned something today. Thanks for rocking with me. And until next time, peace.